What is up? Oh, let me wipe this camera just in case. Okay, sorry about that. Hey guys, so Trashton. I've been calling him Trashton, and it's kind of hard to do, but if you practice Trashton Thompson, it fits perfectly. I'm in this really nice Airbnb in Ireland, but oh my goodness. So I understand why. Okay, if you don't know, Tristan Thompson wanted his paternity lawsuit. Um, he wanted his paternity lawsuit to be sealed. Everything. But Tristan Thompson, he also asked the judge for Mara Lee to cough up 30 grand, 30K. So if she speaks, that's basically, the 30K gets taken away from her. But that's so ridiculous to me. So not only is she essentially going into motherhood with being a single mother, but now you want her to fork up 30K on top of that, you dumb shit? Like, are you kidding me right now? Where do I begin? First off, that note that he sent Mara Lee was the most disgusting note I've ever seen in a very long time. I mean, that note was, hey, listen, although I got you pregnant, don't expect anything from me. Take this 75K, although, that's my kid. After one more season, I'm retiring. So if you think you're going to get some money from me, yes, Davida, Tristan confirmed that he's the daddy with the gag order, right? So we all knew, because he would be like, oh, that baby's not mine. Tristan would be so quick to say that baby isn't mine. Keep in mind, he cheated on Chloe. It's not really surprising. If you can cheat on Chloe while she's pregnant, then of course, why wouldn't you do it over and over and over again? But forget about Chloe for a second. I honestly hope that she never gets back together with Tristan. But this whole Mara Lee situation, I think it's this whole power thing. Like this whole power dynamic of, look, see, I forced you and now you can't speak. And let's be real, if Mara Lee still wanted to speak, or Marley, hopefully I'm saying her name right, she can just do that whole game where she tells her friend, and the friend tells People magazine, etc. And they do that thing where they're like, well, we heard from a source close, So I really do. I hope that she brings Tristan to court. I hope that baby gets the support that it needs. Miranda, Tristan is worth millions. Laugh my ass off. He acts like he is immediately going to be poor once he retires. No, Kristen, Tristan, he's trying to play a game. He's mad that she released that mean-ass message that he sent her. And I'm glad she did, because she's not a dumbass either. And I'm not victim blaming, but I am saying, like, look, if you're gonna, be with Tristan, you already know how he is, right? From previous behaviors. But she wasn't stupid. I don't think she's stupid at all. I think she released that because she knows what's up, talking about, oh, you're only going to get $200. You guys know, have you seen that note where he was telling her how, don't act like you're going to get money from me because you're only going to get in the state of Texas like $200, $300. And I'm sitting here like, bullshit. And so she knows that he's acting all funny now, but he is not a good man. He's not a good human being. Is he still in his 20s? I think he's probably still in his 20s. Either way, I don't understand anyone. It takes two to mingle. So for him to simply put all the blame on, first off, like forcing her that she should have gotten an abortion, like how dare you? It's not, and what my friend had said earlier when I talked to her about this was, instead of getting nipped, instead of changing his body so that way he doesn't get too intimate when it comes to intimacy, he wanted her to have an abortion. And it's like, you wanted her to change her body, but you can't snip, you can't do anything. Really, is it that hard it's not that hard to just I think I could say it on here. I'm trying to like censor myself, but I think I can say it. It's really not that hard to have protected sex. It's pretty easy, okay? It really is. And the fact that he's done this not once, but not twice, but 3 times, it's very telling on just his character in general. Like, he doesn't give a shit. He's Tristan Thompson, so he gets what he wants when he wants, but God forbid there's a pregnancy, get an abortion. Like, who are you to tell someone what to do with their body? And I don't get anyone who would want to be with him after this. Who would want to be with him? Oh, because Khloe Kardashian dated him. Oh, because he's Tristan Thompson. Like, no one wants to be with anyone like that. And there's a huge difference between being a piece of shit when it comes to cheating on someone, cheating on your spouse. There's a huge difference between that. But then being a father, acknowledging that you helped created a child. There's a difference between saying, hey, although I helped put that human being on the earth, not mine. Or I'm not going to be in that baby's life. Like, how dare you? What kind of person are you to do that? You don't have a soul. You're soulless. You know what that tells me? That tells me that unfortunately, the only reason why he is claiming his other kids is because their baby mamas are in the spotlight. You know what I mean? That tells me that he doesn't really care about fatherhood or any of that. I mean, how do you choose to care about one kid and not the other? Make it make sense. Oh my goodness. Let me read some comments real quick. So Miranda says, I agree. Tristan needs to take some responsibility and accountability for his actions. He's a serial cheater. He is a serial cheater, but I'm at a point after reading that note, be a serial cheater. I'm saying, what about the father part? Like, you help put someone in the world and you're going to tell someone, knowing that you're financially stable, you're going to tell someone that you're not going to be in this kid's life, so don't expect anything. You sound like a piece of shit. Sounds like he didn't even say that to me, and I just want to that letter was triggering. Miranda also says he is 30, so yes, he's still pretty young. Tristan is Khloe's baby daddy. Oh, because Fahili said, I'm just joining. I have no idea who Tristan even is. So. And it's so funny. It's not funny, but I wonder how many times Khloe took him back too on top of that, Because I knew they broke up, I think, maybe around May-ish. So I wonder if she knew then that he was. And you have to think, like, I completely understand why Khloe wanted the relationship to work with Tristan, because that's the baby daddy and it's a nice happy family, but at some point you have to ask yourself, like, is this worth it? Is this guy worth it? You have to ask yourself, like, what do I want someone to actually treat me like a human being with respect? Do I want someone to be honest with me? And this guy, he's just trash. And you know why he's like the bottom of the barrel? Like the bottom. Like, you thought you saw the bottom of the barrel, but you didn't see it until you saw Tristan. You know why? He's the bottom of the barrel because you would think the whole public scrutiny he got when he cheated on Khloe while she was pregnant and she was in labor, you would think all of that backlash, he would have some remorse. He would like, oh, maybe, just maybe I shouldn't do that to another human being, right? No. I mean, clearly he just doesn't give a shit. I mean, kudos to him for really not giving a fuck what other people say out here in these streets. Kudos to him, right? But at the same time, it's really sad that he couldn't sit there and just reevaluate his actions, his behavior. I really hope when Marilee takes his ass to court, she takes him. She gets everything. You know what I mean? I hope the judge is like, that baby's going to get this and this every month. Like, he's so stupid paying $75,000 for a kid? For a kid? What does he even sound like? Oh, man. All I got to say is no one date Tristan Thompson. And that's the thing. Like, people think, oh my gosh, this person has money. You can have all the money in the world and be an absolute piece of shit. You can have all the money in the, and that's why nowadays, like, I just look for someone who I like their personality, who I connect with. Because at the end of the day, you can have all the money in the world and you're sending messages like, I'm not going to be the child's life. You know, I'm not doing this and that. You could be a horrible fucking human being. So there's that. Like, Tristan Thompson. Davida says, Chloe was trying to have another baby with him, froze her eggs and everything. And the thing is, like, the sad part about it is that I understand. First of all, I understand Chloe. It's, you know, you know how Kylie has number 2 on the way with Travis. I get the family. They all want to have kids by the same baby daddy. It makes sense, right? It really does. It just makes sense. But at a certain point, you don't want to have to constantly expose yourself constantly to a piece of shit. Like, there's other ways to have a kid. I get it would be nice to have the same baby daddy, but, you know, sometimes just cut your losses, you know. I mean, it's sad. I think Chloe should just freeze her eggs again, and she should just do it with someone else. Like, you know, someone anonymously. Yeah, the baby's not gonna look like Tristan, obviously, but still, is it really worth it? Let's read some comments. Fadhili says, to be honest, most people who are wealthy are pieces of poop because they definitely not staying wealthy ethically. I don't know. Do I believe that? I like to believe that there's some people out here on these streets who are wealthy and who are also nice people. I'd like to believe that. I don't know if it's actually true. So, but, and I like to believe one day I'll be wealthy and you know, I continue to not be a piece of shit, you know? I just don't get it. I don't get Tristan. I don't get, I don't know. But then another thing too, not to blame Mara Lee for anything, but why? It makes you wonder. You already knew his track record, so why get with him? Like, I don't know. I never get people. Like, if Tristan Thompson was like walking into a restaurant and I was serving him, I'd never be like, oh my gosh, that's Tristan Thompson. Never in a million years. Never. Anyone who I don't like online, I am never ever going to go up to them, want a photo. I'm literally gonna treat you the same way how I think about you at home. So I don't get people who are just like, oh my gosh, Tristan, after he's cheated. But I guess maybe it's the money and the fame, you know, money and fame, but I can't wait. Even though the judge granted the gag order, I don't think the judge was like, hey, Marilee, cough up 30K. I don't think so, because 30K, like, she's already a single mom. She's already given birth to a baby to where the father doesn't want any involvement in, aka Tristan. So why would she cough up 30K? And honestly, the gag order, that's ridiculous to me. This is her truth. This happened to her. Why the hell does she need to be shut up about? It's all a power play. Fadhili says, no, for real, like, what did you think would happen? How can you stand being near those types of people, right? Like, and I like to reiterate again that I don't want to blame Mara Lee, but I'm sitting here